Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Sen. I am an artist and designer, and this is my little place on YouTube for cross stitch. So it has been another 2 weeks since we last talked. So today is Friday, the 15th of March. So it looks like I still have a little bit of trouble finding a rhythm for like weekly floss tubes or bi-weekly floss tubes, but I'm working on it, and I do not plan on disappearing for a month or longer again like I did last year. But I also have a confession to make. There hasn't been much stitching happening in these past 2 weeks, which is also why it has been 2 weeks. At the end of last month, a new video game was released that I got sucked into, so that is where most of my free time went. But now I am back, and yeah, I do have a few things to show you. Let's see, I don't think this is gonna be a 1 hour video like the last one, because there is no haul today. There can't always be haul. Would be nice if there was always haul, but I am rambling. So what are we gonna start with today? I do not have a finish to show, so I am going to show you my new patterns first that released since we last saw each other. One of those you have already at least seen in part, which is also a whip that I'm working on, so I'm going to show that to you first. And I did not unzip my bags, so sorry about that. I have been working on this one for a while. Let me find something to put behind it, because I am prepared as always, as you can see. So this is what it currently looks like, and you can see a lot more of what it's gonna be than the last time. But today I'm also gonna show you what it looks like finished. Yeah, this is where I'm at. Should be almost halfway done at this point. I do not have exact stats because, as I said last time, stats is something that I always want to do, but somehow never can find myself to stick to it because I don't have a brain for numbers. And as much as I love seeing all of the stats at other floss tubers and stitchers on Instagram, I just can't. I will content myself with watching other people do it. I will just be stitching and not stress myself about it. So anyway, this is what it's gonna look like when it is finished. It is another St. Patrick's Day pattern, like the second one that I did. This is now available in my shop if you like it and if you want to get it. And the link to my shop is, as always, is down below. So this is the first one. The second one is one that I have not stitched because I handed that over to my friend Dobby from Covered in Floss, who promised to do a model stitch for me. It's not yet done, but we will see it eventually, I'm sure. For now, I will show you the mock-up. This is another little guy or gal, he, she, they. In my frog series, it's a singing frog. It is also now available in my shop if you want to get it. And yeah, I will update you once the model is done so you can see it stitched. Maybe I'm also going to do it eventually, we will see. But I have so much to do, so I'm always glad if someone offers to help out with those. But yeah, those are the two that are currently released. Then we will get back to whips, or start with the whips. The other whips, since I already showed you one, so basically continue with the whips. I am scatterbrained as always. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna show you the models that I worked on that are already released first, which is only one, as I have continued working on the Queen Bee. Not too much, I got a little bit more of the black over in her hair here to the outlines, and also the little flower petals and the bee over here. Oops. So that's where she's currently at. And in case you have not seen her before, let me show you a picture. This is what she's gonna look like finished. Also available in my shop. This is one of my own patterns. And next up, I will show you a, yeah, that's, what do we have? This is a new start. Let's go with the whips first. So this one I've been working on for a while, and it does not get enough love. It is, I cannot pronounce the name of this pattern. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started it early last year, sometime. Yes, again, let me see, maybe I have it here. No, I do not. Again, numbers, statistics, no. I do it when I can, but I have not opened my notes. I just wanted to get a video filmed, and while I have the time before it gets another 3 weeks, so no stats today, I'm sorry if you're here for that. I did a bit more in the sky, because all of this here is blue. That's this whole part. The clouds are coming in here, and all of this is filling in blue, and that's what I'm currently doing. I think I got 2 rows done since you last saw it, like part of this row and this row here. It doesn't look like much, but it's 1,000 stitches. So I had worked, when I started it, I started like in the middle with the, let's see, with the, oh god, with the cliffs over here. So this is gonna be a large one. I think this is, the cliffs are pretty much the middle of the pattern. So this is gonna be how large it will be eventually. And this is also one of my largest full coverages that I'm working on. And it is one of my favorites. So it definitely does not get enough love, but if you've been here for a while, you know how many whips I have. And this is also not a place to whip shame. I know I have a lot because I love starting things. I know there's people who have a lot more than I do, and everyone has their comfort zone, and everyone does whatever they like because this is our hobby, and that's how it should be, right? So that's my take on that. So another, I'm gonna open the zipper over here so it's not as loud. Another one that I have gone back to work on, which did not get its goal that I set for it done last year. I wanted to get it to 25%. I did not manage. I got it to 24.6 or something like that. And this one's dirty. It really needs a wash, but I'm a bit scared to do it because of all the hanging threads. This is where it's currently at. Let's see if I can hold it. This is one of the full coverages that I'm furthest with. This is a pattern that I charted myself from artwork that I made myself from two characters from our first D&D campaign, my own and a friend's character. So what I did on this, let me see how to grab it. Since you last saw it in my evaporate, I think, because this is the first time I pulled it out this year. I'm going down here in to make this like make these diagonals to have a little bit of order in how I stitch. So I did a few of these diagonals here, not too many. I think five or six or so. And I know this has a lot of lines. They started over here when I did like started doing this. I did the I think it's called the Royal Rose, and I figured that while I like the method, doing it for oh god, I can't talk today. When there's only one or two colors, so you can see these are very prominent, and I do hope that they will disappear at least a little bit when I'm done and I wash it and iron it. There's also like, because I'm doing like the little 10 by 10 blocks, you can see like the lines here, and I haven't figured out any way to do this that does not do lines. Like there's even lines over here when I just go in rows. It's so I am trying to just not be bothered by it, because if you look at it from afar, when it's on the wall eventually, like when you look at it from here, you can't really see it. I mean, you can see these ones here, even from far away, so that's a bit of a bummer, but the ones that are in here, in the hair, they are not as prominent. And this is really thick because this is done in tent, and I can show you the back. It's like, the back is a mess, a little bit at least, and that's also where you can see like where these lines came from. And look at this here. The light is not. So you see, there's like these. Here you can see it, and up here. I think. I mean, I can see it. Where the lines come from. Like, cannot recommend to use this method if there's just one color, and yeah, that's annoying me a little. I changed it up here, so you can see. Down here, there's no more lines. I don't know exactly how I changed it when I went in here, but I don't remember. Also up here there is none either. Here. It's just this little part over here, and meh. Can't be helped. But it will still be beautiful, I'm sure. And I do like it very much. So I think ironing is probably gonna, like washing and making them fluff up and then iron it, is probably gonna help a lot. But yeah, this is about 25% done, which makes it one of my full coverages that is the farthest done, which is nice, and I do want to work on it more, like try to get, I don't know, maybe no, what is this? There's some dirt on here, but I don't know where it came from. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get washed when I'm done, so it shouldn't be too bothersome. Let's just put this one away. I want to do like more. I want to do more on it. Maybe I do 100 stitches each day or something like that. What is this? Oh, I'm trying to fold it, and I was like, why can't I fold it? And then I remember that I have these bobbins in there to roll up the hanging threads on it. As you can see, it needs a wash. Look how dirty it is. But it will get one when it's done. Definitely. It doesn't fit in there. Folding up these, is that just me, or is like folding up these massive full coverages to get them back in their project bags sometimes really a words? What is it with me and words today? Seriously. It's anyway. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee yet, so let's grab. And before I forget, this is what it's gonna look like when it is done. So the artwork is by me. I started this 2 years ago when we were still playing in that D&D campaign. We are not anymore, but I still like it and I still want to finish it. So that is that one. Let's see, what else did I work on? There's a few more. Next one, which also looks like what most of my full coverages look like. A tiny start. And I did not do much on this. I think I put like 200 or 300 stitches in it, but it is still work. So this one I started in the bottom corner, which I usually do not do, so that's interesting. And this is what it's gonna look like when it is finished. It is by Max's Patterns on Etsy, if you want to grab this one. And I started this also sometime in I think last year, maybe, or maybe in 2022, I don't know. Probably last year though, because last year was when I got this massive amount of starts. So one more whip and then we will have a few new starts. Of course we do. So I also worked on a little bit on this one. I think it would be easier to put something behind it, because this is a little more see-through. And I filled up a bit in here. As you can see, there's no more ninja stitches in there now. And did a lot of the black going down here. So that's what I did on this, and you can already see a lot of the forest coming in up here now with the ninja stitches filled in. So that's nice. And this is an artisy pattern, and artisy patterns are confetti central, which I personally do not mind. I do like the detail a lot, so, but they take quite a while to stitch. This one it's all greens and blacks, and it has 67 colors. So you can imagine the confetti. This is what it's gonna look like. And as you saw, this is the top corner that I haven't done. Oh, this is pretty. I like it. I like artisy patterns, to be honest. And as much as I am reluctant to support companies that chart AI images, to be honest, most of the patterns that I have from Artisy are freebies. And yeah, I bought one at one point very early on, But what I do like is that they make it very clear which of their patterns are AI and which are not, which to me is very important. Because while I do not want to open this whole discussion about if you should do it or should not do it, everybody needs to decide that. I just think you need to be informed. To me, it's most important that companies make it very clear if patterns are AI or not, because some of us do not want to buy anything made with AI, and that's as far as I'm gonna go into it again. Anyway, I have some new starts. As I said, of course I have new starts. I always have new starts. One is actually a restart though. So I very early on, I think in 2022, started this one. I'm gonna show you the old one. I do not have that printed out. So this is Gone to Pieces by Long Dog Samplers. And I promise I'll print it out for next time. I need to get better at that at least. I did like stitching this. What I ended up not liking, however, was the coverage on this linen, because I stitched it 2/2 full cross. And I mean, it looks good now that I'm looking at it, but I still wasn't happy with it and I wasn't feeling it. So I did restart this, and I will definitely use this linen for something else, because it's nice. It's nice to stitch on for sure, but I'll probably use it for something that I'm gonna stitch 1/1. But yeah, this was the original one, and I have restarted it on a, let's see, on a Lugana, a 25 count Lugana that I showed you last time in my birthday haul. So this is where I'm at, my restart. And this is 1/1 full cross. The coverage is not better than it was on the linen, but I have recently figured out that I really like tiny stitches. I mean, I figured that out earlier when, as you see, all of my full coverages are on, not all of them, but like the really large ones are on 25 and 28 count and stitch intent. So I like the really small, the high coverage. It's the high coverage, right? So like the really high count fabric. So I wanted to do more of the 1/1 on 25 and 28. So that's what I did. And which also gave me the opportunity to use all of the fancy flosses that I bought for my birthday, which are the colors that I'm gonna use for this, as this one has 6 colors plus black, and these are the colors that I am using. I showed them in my haul. Those are 2 Classic Colorworks and 4 Weeks Dye Works colors. And I'm sure these will look great on this pattern. But yeah, I enjoy stitching this a lot more than I did with the other fabric. And now that I had it in my hands, I wanted to continue it immediately, which maybe I will do later today. Another new start, and we're coming to the end for today, is, let's see, is this one. It's a cute little full coverage pattern. It's from a magazine. It's from Just Cross Stitch from June 2021, which makes sense. It's quite summery, isn't it? And it is designed by Carol Thornton. It's very pastel, so I'm not sure how it exactly is going to look like when I stitched it, because they are using Sullivans. Is that what it's called? Sullivans? Which are probably variegated or just overdyed. I don't know. But I'm obviously using the DMC conversion because I cannot get those. I mean, I probably could, but you know, fancy flosses. I'm in Germany. I would have to order them. Shipping is expensive, and I do not have that much money. So sometimes I can splurge, like the fancy floss that I have, that I just showed you. I bought that in one of a local needlework store for my birthday, and that was splurging for me. I usually stitch with CXC, so that's the only reason why I can stitch so much and start so many projects. And this is how far I am with it. Stitches are gonna be a bit tight on this. I think this is also like an 16 or 18 count. 18 count probably, not a 16 count. Might even be a 20. But I would assume it's an 18. So this is how far I am. You can see it's a little bit tight down here, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine once it's done. It's done 2/1 full cross. So also this yeah, technically I had this fabric here. So you can see it's a very subtle blue modeling on an Ida. I do not know if it's hand dyed. I think it is, because it's on both sides of the fabric. It's a scrap fabric that I got off eBay. So there was no description as to how it was done. It was just like, yeah, this is what it looks like. Do you want it? Okay, you can buy it. And I have more of it. And the next new start that I'm gonna show you is also on this fabric. And that's also the last one for today. So this is gonna be a shorter video. Still already at half an hour. See? So the needle is going wild. Oh, I forgot to put it in there. There. This is another new start, and this is where I am with it. I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like in a minute when I've done. And this is, I think, 2 or 3 days of stitching. And this is also done 2/1 full cross. This is where I'm at. So what this is gonna look like, this is a pattern I made that I will eventually bring to my shop when either when I'm done or when I'm further in, so that I have been able to see if all of the colors work together, because I have already had to change a lot of the colors, which unfortunately happens when you create patterns in like WinStitch, which is a bit of a bummer, because for how much that program costs, it shows the colors sometimes different than what they look like, and they might not work together as well as it looks on the mockup, which is probably the case in all of the stitching programs. So just because it looks good on the mockup does not mean it will look good on the stitched one. So that is why there always needs to be a model stitch. The only reason I'm not doing it for all of the frocks that I'm gonna release now is I made a model stitch for the first one, and that looked to make sure that the colors work together, and all of the other frocks that I'm releasing, they use the same color palette. So I do not need to test the color palette for all of them separately. I know the color palette works, so I can use it on the other 9. But with all the other patterns, if I like with this one, I need to check the colors and see if they work together. So it does not necessarily mean I need to finish the whole model stitch, but I at least need to finish enough of the model that I have used all of the colors at least once to see how they work together, if that makes any sense. If you're even interested in in that, it's just like and also we all know that models, when you look at the pattern to decide if you want it or not, the model always speaks for it way better than a mock-up can do, right? That's, you don't need to be a designer to see that. It's just like the finished stitch is usually what gives it the appeal. Like when you look at it and like, yeah, that's, I like this one, I want to have it. It's usually when you see the model, right? Not the mock-up. Anyway, this is what it's going to look like. And yes, it's a house, obviously. I have only done one house before this one, however, and I'm not like the biggest house stitcher, she says, while having a lot of patterns with houses on them. But I mean, I am. I stitch a lot of houses in full coverage patterns because I do like them for some reason. Maybe because I want to I want to have a house and live in a house. Anyway, this one is a love letter to a house I once lived in when I was still living in Berlin. If you've been around, I don't usually talk about it much on Flosstube, excuse me, but I live in a flat, and this flat is a nightmare. I mean, it's beautiful, like we made it look nice, but it's not well built, meaning that you can hear everything from everything the neighbors do when they leave, when they go to bed, when they go to the toilet. You can hear when they talk. You can hear everything. And I am someone who has very severe noise sensitivity, so living here for me is absolutely yeah, I'm just glad that they are not loud people, because that would be even worse. And it's kind of a thing that happened to me a lot. Like in the flat that we lived in before we moved here was the same, which is why we moved out and looked for a new one, only to yeah, end up somewhere worse. So there has been one flat I have lived in all the years and with all the moves, that I did not have this issue. Where it was really quiet, where you did not hear the neighbors, and that was an absolute dream. And that was in this house. We lived in a top floor apartment. You cannot see it from the front of the house. It was somewhere off to the side here where the tree is, like the side of the house. It was an attic flat, like it was hot in summer, but like it was an open loft type of flat, and that was great. And also this house is beautiful, and it's an early 19th century villa, in a part of Berlin where like a lot of these houses are located, that were not destroyed during the wars. And it's also like a part of the city where a lot of rich people live. So we could only afford that particular flat because it was supposed to be for one person, and we were a couple that paid for it, and we both worked, so that was possible. But it was really, really expensive. But also living there was it is a very safe and very beautiful neighborhood, so that was very enjoyable to be there for the time that we could. So this is a love letter to that house, and yeah, I do enjoy stitching this, and I don't know how long it will take for me to finish it, but as I said, as soon as I am sure that all of the colors work the way I want them to, I will release this, and whoever wants to can join me in stitching this one, and I will let you know when that will happen. But this took me a long time to make, and I like how it turned out. I mean, designing pixel houses is harder than I thought. But I think this turned out nice. So the house. I have not decided on a name yet, but that's what it is. But yeah, that is all for today when it comes to whips and such. But we have one more thing to do. Last time I did a giveaway, or to be precise, I did 3. Just let me check. I have my notes up here where my computer is located, and I will put the names of the winners on screen. I will say your name, and I will also write it on screen down here. Please, if your name comes up, and if you participated, you won, because there were not even as many participants as there were giveaway wins. So if you participated, you get a prize. So do send me an email. I will put my email address down below. And so for the person who won the PDF pattern, you do not need to send me your address or anything. Just send me an email with so that I have your email address, and tell me that you're this and this person, and that you won the giveaway, and then I can send the PDF pattern to you. The other one who won the physical item, please also send me an email with your shipping information, so that I can send it to you, and also let me know which one of the 2 prizes you're applicable for you want. You can choose one. All right, so let's start the PDF pattern of one of the patterns of your choice from my shop. I think you choose the boba frock, everyone's favorite. Goes to, let's see, Valeria Dentis 1630. I'm gonna put this in on here. Please send me an email, and I will get in touch. The other one, let's see, goes to KLMP 01041. You won the physical prize. Please let me know which one of the 2 you want. If you want like the small pattern with the school kids, if that's what it is. I still haven't figured it out. Or if you want the Christmas patterns, please send me an email and let me know, and I will send your prize to you. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you had fun and did get some stitching done if you stitch while watching Flosstubes. I usually do. And if you enjoyed your stay, and if you would like to see more of my work in the future, please like the video and subscribe. And always feel free to leave me a comment down below. I love to chat in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you've been working on. If you have a Flosstube, let me know as well. I'm always looking forward to new people to watch. And with that, I will tap out now and get some breakfast. And yeah, until next time, and happy stitching!